What is good, my kings, queens, and everything in betweens? Today, we're going to be taking a look at my results for this most recent cube sale, as well as Shining Star Force event, in an attempt to highlight the importance of saving Meso for major events, while also showcasing what sort of gains you can expect as a 17-star mid-game player who's trying to break into the 22-star late game experience. And if you're looking for ways to help you actually save your Meso in game, then be sure to watch my video linked in the description right below that like button, where I share my personal best tips and advice regarding exactly that topic. So to start, I'm going to actually play the first bit of the actual recording during the cube sale on November 24th so that you guys can hear my thought process, and then shortly after that we'll walk through all of our gains made before taking a look at our Shining Star Force results. Cube sale is upon us, which means we are going to be trying to go for a little bit of stat, but mostly I want to try and prioritize getting my drop gear touched up and rather, min-maxed, I guess, in that sense. With 6th job coming around within a week or less than a week from now, I do want to be able to have, a good amount of drop, especially since I'm also going to be soloing more bosses with the introduction of 6th job, so I can, actually get drops for myself and not have to rely on, someone else with higher drop in the party. With that being said, we do have 105 bill currently, but what we're going to do is we're going to do a 10 bill roll down because I want to save majority of my Meso, like heavy majority of my Meso for Shining Star Force. So we're going to do a 10 bill roll down first. Alright, so I know I initially wanted to do a 10 bill roll down, but we ended up going 20 bill over budget, spending a total of 30 bill Meso during the cube sale, which got us the following. We got our RFS to Legendary. We got 2-line crit damage on our Arcane Glove. We got 30% strength on our Arcane Cape. We rolled Hybrid Drop with 6% all stat on an Event Ring. Unfortunately, we ended up rolling -4 second cooldown on our CRA hat. I say unfortunately because Demon Slayers don't really use this outside of Culvert, so it is what it is. 21% strength on our CRA top, 21% strength on our CRA bottoms, and then we're remaking our CRA hat so that we can Star Force it during SSF, which we rolled 21% all stat on as well. Now thankfully we did end the event off on a good note. We rolled Hybrid Drop on our Arcana's Treasure Ring, so that's a big dub. But overall, after spending 30 bill on cube sale, I gotta say that I took the L this time around, but hopefully next time goes better. Now for the Star Force gains. Alright guys, it is about that time. It is Shining Star Force. Whoa, that is a big CFE up there. What is it doing up there? Wish I could grab it. Anywho, we have 94 build to work with, and we're gonna hope that our game plan works out as we're obviously intending and hoping it does. But essentially I'm going to be going down in a row in this sequence, and I have notes written down in a private Discord server of mine to keep me on track and let me know what my next step is along the way. So these are the equips I have on me still. Don't want to go into too much detail. I just want to start tapping, to be honest, because I've been saving for about 5 months or so. It would be a lot more Meso, but I only have a handful of boss mules, so not the most income in the world. But aside from that, yeah, let's see what we can get. We overspent on cube sale, so hopefully Shining Star Force goes well. And with that being said, let's see what the highlights look like. Well, you guys are gonna see the highlights. Hopefully there's a lot of them, but I'm gonna go through it and start tapping right now. And tapping is exactly what I did. To start, I'm assuming you've all already seen the atrocity that was my CRA hat, but if you haven't, then I highly recommend you check that video out. But essentially, the hat was my first item I started with, and it took over 25 bill Meso for it to hit 22 stars. Honestly, I was physically sweating from frustration when tapping it, and I had given up on the entire event, to the point where I started wanting the hat to eat my entire 95 build just because it would have been one hell of a video. Thankfully though, things went a lot better after the initial 30-minute 25 build boom session, so let's dig into those juicy gains. Of course, the hat eventually went 22, followed by the CRA top and bot, which both tapped instantly from 21 to 22, hashtag deserved. Next, we got our KT to 22, followed by our Meister ring to 22. Sticking to the plan, I decided to get a spare KT to 22 as well to fodder into my sup ring, but unfortunately, the sup ring boomed. Next up, we got our Dom pendant to 22 and tapped a spare while we were at it to fodder into our sup pendant. Thankfully, the sup pendant went to 22 without any issues. Afterwards, we foddered a reinforced belt into a sup belt, and whew, thank baby Jesus, the belt went to 22 as well. Now for the last piece of Gollix, the earrings. So we fodder a reinforced into the sup and boom, baby. 3 out of 4 sounds like an amazing deal to me. Next up is the face and eye accessory. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. We have a 22 Twilight and 20 star Blackbean mark. I had a single spare arcane glove, so we try to see what happens, and bruh. Tell me that pattern didn't look like it was about to go. Maybe if I didn't hesitate, but your boy was truly shooketh, so don't blame me. Round 2, I truly believe the second pair of gloves was ready to go straight to 22, but I just didn't have the balls or heart to try for it again. Next up was the Zerky, which after an expensive battle damn near streaked straight to 22, but instead ended up booming, going back to 21. And we boomed our only Daybreak pendant, going 17 to 18. Boomed our third and final sup ring that we foddered into. And now here's where things get a little crazy. I decided to tap my arcanes one by one, knowing that I have enough droplets for a single spare, and honestly, they were behaving so well. I truly wish I had some more Meso and spares because I genuinely think they would have all gone at least 20 stars. But all good, no complaints here. It does give me a lot to look forward to, knowing that my next big move is going to be tapping those arcanes to 22. In the end, we end up getting all of our arcanes to 19 except for the shoe, which I decided to leave at 18 since I was starting to get really low on Meso and these things eat up a lot. But ultimately, I think this event was a massive success for me, and the saving definitely paid off because it allowed me to get past that awful hat in the very beginning to then lock in those gains afterward. And honestly, I feel like my game plan for Shining was super solid, and I also feel like I spent my Meso very, very well during the event, in the sense that I didn't do anything too crazy or make any decisions that could set my character back and, you know, possibly get me tilted and end up rage tapping. So kudos to me, pat myself on the back for that one. And we ended up finishing tapping with about 9 bill left in inventory. And so what I decided to do was purchase the epic pot scrolls from the event shop to get all of my fresh 22 star items to epic. Then I used free cubes that I got from bosses to get all of them up to unique, and then I cubed them all to fake 3-line with the actual Meso. So huge gains, and I'll be uploading a side-by-side before and after BA so that you guys can actually visualize the gains that I made, and so that those in a similar position could also see, you know, what to expect if you are able to save up a good amount of Meso for a huge event. So stay tuned for that, as well as some more bossing and progression in the future. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.